I started writing songs when I was a little girl because I saw my parents doing it, and I just thought that was something that you were supposed to do as a musician. I just thought it was part of it. I thought it was all normal. It was just music everywhere. We called it the house of music.
Yeah, love is hard, but then again, it can take you places that you never been, will never fly.
We're from Houston, Mississippi, near Tupelo, and we grew up with music in the house, and Dad played guitar.
Since early on, there's always been music in our house, from Dad singing to Mom playing Elvis records. But I think the music journey for us started in church, singing in the choir or singing solos.
Sitting on a rock down by the river with my feet in a water review. Sitting on a rock down by the river.
Well, I will say that these two are both in the top 10 funniest people I have ever met.
Oh,
they both make me laugh.
Top 10?
Yeah, that's really good. I know a lot of funny people.
We first met, her father, J.P. Pennington from the hit group Exile, was re-recording one of their biggest hits, if not their biggest hit, Kiss You All Over with Trace Atkins. And Bradley and I's manager at the time, Kenny Beard, invited us to come sing for her father's group. And we just hit it off. My manager invited him and Jesse to come watch us play. And it was a great night. We were playing across the street at the Opry Backstage Grill. A beautiful blonde girl walked in, and I was singing Praying for Daylight, which I had been singing for 10 years, Praying for Daylight by Rascal Flatts. And I forgot the lyrics, completely forgot the lyrics when I saw her, because she was so beautiful. Aww. And after my set, I made a beeline straight to her to talk to her and introduce myself. Well, I learned how to be a songwriter from her. I didn't feel like a great songwriter until I met her. I finally realized how to write a great song, because she's been around it her whole life, been around the industry her whole life. And it was very important for me to have that connection. I needed it for my confidence. I needed it for just to grow.
He's really sweet, but I feel like we just make a really good team. We work really well creatively together, and I always say that he's my muse. It just feels so good to sing with these two. I feel like our blend is really magical. You can't just put three people together and expect them to have a great blend. I just think what we have is really special. I really believe in what we do.
We like harmonies that sound really close together. And, Jessie tweaks from there. She's really good about knowing the very small little specific details that most people probably wouldn't catch. But yeah, I think
I'm a perfectionist.
Yeah, she is.
It is a curse.
Absolutely. Harmonies are our bedrock. They're everything.
Coming up with a cool hook,
yeah,
and then seeing it bloom into this thing, that you never thought it could been.
Yeah, I think we've all trained ourselves as songwriters to constantly be looking for hooks.
With literally everything.
My brain is always taking in information and saying, ooh, how could I make that a cool song?
Yeah. We enjoy it from conception to the very end, to production, to see what it's going to turn out to be. It's like our little babies.
I think one of the most fun parts is like when you're driving down the road. I do this, and I'm like, that sounds like it could be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Let me say it out loud first before I call Chadley and see if it's a good idea.
But I think our songwriting, our love for songwriting doesn't just stop with us three as a trio. We have such a passion for writing for other acts as well. That's a big passion of ours. We want to write hits for other people as well. Not every song that we write for this group works for this group.
And we know early on when we're writing the song that we know this is not for us. We know that
process is fun. We love the challenge. We love trying to get into another artist's head and see where they're at with their life, but also where they're at musically. Because most of the time it's different from where we're at musically and from life, period. We like that whole process.
It's a really challenging thing to do. It's like taking a puzzle that has invisible pieces and then putting it together.
Yeah.
But it's the most rewarding feeling when you write something that you're proud of.
Yeah, I can be somebody if you let me be
our older brother Scotty, he kept hitting Paul up on Facebook, just saying, "Hey, please take a meeting with my brothers and my brother's wife." And I think one day Paul read it and just thought it was really sweet of, you know, an older brother looking out for his sibling.
And he just kept on me in a very nice way. He was never pushy. He was just there, always there. And I just went, you know what? I owe this guy a phone call. And I remember it was a cold morning in November. It was in my office, and I really honestly wasn't that happy to be there. You know, here comes another artist. I'm sure they're pretty good, and they walked in and they opened their mouth and they played "Sitting on a Rock," and I was stunned. I mean, not an exaggeration at all. I was absolutely stunned at their voices, at the song, at everything.
He's a genius for sure, and watching him just do his thing was incredible. But when it was my time to play guitar on the record, he was so forgiving and giving at the same time. It was really cool. He made me feel like I was supposed to be there. Made me comfortable enough to sing and mess up in front of him.
Yeah.
Try new things and definitely made me a better singer.
Yeah.
I truly believe that.
It's a special thing. It's something happens with the three of them sing that nobody else has got. You know, you've got the grit and drive of Bradley's voice, and then you've got Jesse with the sweetest, most beautiful, in tune, perfect harmonies, and Chadley too, and you know, just right in the middle. He's got a little bit of the grit of his brother. He's got a little bit of the clean tone. It's irresistible, and you don't have to make it up. It's not made up in the studio. You don't have to make it up live. You know, it's not ever. It's always there.
He worked tirelessly.
He did.
He's put in more hours than anyone on this record.
He encouraged us and he gently pushed us to play our instruments on our record, and we are so glad that we did. That's going to be a memory that we always cherish and something that we're always going to be really proud of.